Hello guys, welcome to In 5 Minutes. Let's try to understand what do you mean by scheduling algorithm. The first thing, before we understand various algorithm like first come first serve, round robin, shortest of first, we first need to understand scheduling criteria. The most basic 5 criteria for any scheduling would be, as we can see, CPU utilization, throughput, turnaround time, waiting time, and response time. Towards the ending, we'll be adding 2 or 3 more criteria which should be followed for selecting a proper algorithm. Let's go one after another. The first criteria, CPU utilization. The first criteria, CPU utilization. When we talk about CPU utilization, the first thing we always need to come across is what it means. It simply means we are trying to increase CPU utilization in best possible manner, 100%. Why? For the obvious reason, if you are using maximum your CPU's capability, then only you would produce better result. It is like many people are gifted with a good brain, but the problem, they do not use it when they tend to. That is general cases 24 hours before the exam. That's the time the brain functions 100% to its capacity. So CPU utilization is something similar to that. We need to maximize the utilization of the CPU by properly multitasking it and giving it proper resources. The second criteria is throughput. Throughput can be understood as amount of work, or you can say outcome. We should maximize this in terms of output. Why? Because most of the algorithm should increase CPU utilization, and if it tends to increase CPU utilization, the next thing we need is the maximized throughput. Why this maximized throughput should be paid attention to? Because this is the only way we can judge the amount of work done by our scheduling algorithm. So it should be maximize the throughput. The next criteria is a turnaround time. Turnaround time can be understood as a time when a process entered the system and the time it got completed. So in current case, as we can see, the turnaround time would be 270 minus 100, which is in our case 170 units. So turnaround time, as we have said, is a time the process enters the system and the time it gets over. It's a difference between that. Next criteria is waiting time. Now, what exactly waiting time? Waiting time is a time for which a process is not executing. I repeat, waiting time is a time for which process is not executing. Consider an example. Process P1. Suppose started at 1, continued till 10, then was waiting. Then again it started at, let's say, 70 and got chance to execute till 90. Further it was waiting, and again it started at 100 and completed at 110. So the wait time is over here 70 minus 10, over here 100 minus 90. Totaling them together can be understood as 60 plus 10, 70. So total waiting period is 70. As I have said, it is a time for which process is not executing and it is waiting for getting executed.